Hello, good morning. We are back to continue with our poem Go and Catch a Falling Star, written by John Donne. The title is a suggestion, is also about taking actions, about trying to find out the wonders. The first wonder being go and catch a falling star. The poet says one might want to go and catch a falling star, might even find a mandrake root begetting a child, might also be able to find the past years where they are lying hidden, or the person who cleft the devil's foot, or even can see mermaids singing and can find a measure wherewith to keep envy from stinging, and can find those winds that serve to corrupt an honest mind. So the first stanza that we did previously is about trying to find these 7 wonders which, if a man works, may be able to witness. We continue. If thou beest born to strange sights, things invisible to see, ride 10,000 days and nights, till age snow white hairs on thee. So the poet now brings us to a condition. The condition being that you will be able to see all these only if you were born, thou beast is were. If you were born to strange sights, if you are given the faculty, if you are gifted with the faculty by birth to see strange sights, if you are a seer, and if you can see things which are invisible, then only would these 7 things be possible. But then, if you were gifted with this faculty and you rode 10,000 days and nights, look at this. Now this is a terrible exaggeration again, and which is a hyperbole, which is an argument that supports the faculty of divine sight. So if you ride 10,000 days and night till age causes snow white hairs on thee, till you really turn very, very old, thou, when thou returnest, will tell me all strange wonders that befell thee. Then if you had ridden for 10,000 days and nights constantly and have turned old, because we don't generally disbelieve what the old people say, because they have got a genuine experience and they don't boast. They always tell us something that has really happened. We think everything to be their experience. So he says that when you have ridden, when you have been on a ride for 10,000 days and nights constantly, which is just yet another impossibility, then when you return, you will tell me that you were able to see these wonders. But then you will and swear, nowhere lives a woman true and fair. So you'll say, you'll come and tell me that you saw a falling star, you were able to catch one, you were able to see a mandrake root delivering child and all the past years and what all and what not. You may be able to tell me that these were the wonders that befell thee. Befell thee means that you witnessed. And then you will swear, you will take an oath that nowhere did you find a woman true and fair. So that is the conclusion that he draws. He draws the conclusion that nowhere can be found a woman true and fair. Let us try to also correlate this dictum with the dictum given by Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, जॉन डन्स कंटेम्प्ररी, उनके समकालीन कवि ने अपनी एक प्ले हैमलेट में लिखा था, फ्रेल्टी दाई नेम इज वुमन, अविश्वसनीयता का दूसरा नाम स्त्री है. बिकॉज दैट इज वॉट वॉज दैट had become an understanding of the 16th century. People were writing constantly about the infidelity of women. So this poem is again about the infidelity and inconstancy of women, wherewith he affirms nowhere lives. The usage of the present indefinite tense is always done when one wants to give a fact. If I say that this is a wall, I am a teacher, there is no denying the fact that there should be a wall and that I am a teacher. So, present indefinite, with the usage of present indefinite tense, the poet John Donne has given to us the idea that if anyone was to travel constantly for 10,000 days and nights, which is a thorough impossibility, then if one does this impossibility by any way, he might be able to see 7 wonders, which are not the established 7 wonders, the physical wonders. These are the fictitious wonders which a person might, ये कुछ अकल्पनीय सी बातें हैं, fictitious wonders, अकल्पनीय तथ्य जो कि कोई देख सकता है. But then no one will be able to find a woman true and fair. And when a person has turned as old as having snow white hair, then it becomes very appropriate for us to believe in the word of the person. So he says, you will come and tell me that there is no fair and true woman anywhere in the world. With this we come to make an analysis that this poem is an appraisal of woman, but we should not mistake John Donne to be putting a dismissal to all women. If you read further, you will read his poems, which are his love poems, and one leading example is the canonization, and yet another one is valediction forbidding mourning, in which he speaks about a woman. In canonization, he speaks about his wife who can work the wonder to make him end where he began. That is, restoring him to his innocence, the godly appearance on earth. So if a woman is constant and fair, she definitely is someone, the power behind restoring man to his native seat, the native seat of the golden earth which lay hung by the heavens. तो स्त्री अगर अच्छी है, अगर वो पवित्र है विचारों से, तो वह इंसान को परमात्मा से मिला सकती है. Can cause the union of God, of man to God. And in valediction forbidding mourning, he says that your constancy makes my circle just. We all have come here on earth to make this circle, the circle which a man will be making while riding 10,000 days and nights. We all circle around the life. We all go around. We all are taking things in our stride. We, we, we witness things, we face the life as it is, and if only you are held fast by the goodness of someone, then your travel will be a just one. Your circle will be a just one. You would only be revolving around goodness. So this goodness is not found in this poem, in which he makes a confirmation that nowhere can one find a woman true and fair. Contemplate upon this, the development of the idea of giving us wonders and then ending up with the statement that one may witness wonders but never can one find a woman true and fair. This is all for today. We shall continue.